Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming here tonight. Taking time out of your work weeks to be with us here. This is the I-9 Sports Coaches Meeting for our Winter 2017 season. Any repeat coaches here tonight, or all first time? First time, any repeat coaches? Cool. All right. Well, welcome. Thank you guys for stepping up to help us coach. We really appreciate it. Before we get started, I have a little video I like to play as a sort of introduction to get the mood up, and give it a shot.
We've been coming to I-9 for a year now, and I like it because the practices are on the same day as the game. It's very organized, and you know what to expect time and time again, and season again.
Hi, my name is Brent. I coach iOS 10, which is basically 5-, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds youth soccer. I-9 is awesome because we really enjoy it just as parents, watching the kids really focus on themselves and us not necessarily having such a competitive spirit, but being more focused on just the kids enjoying themselves and having a good time.
Today's sportsmanship value for our medals is going to be about being a good teammate. Does anyone have a really quick example of being a good teammate?
Like a sportsmanship.
That's a good basketball example. What about in real life? What about being a good teammate? How about when you help your parents clean the kitchen? You're on a team in your family, right? So coaches and I are going to be looking for really good teammates today. That means I should see a ton of passes. Ton of good passes, tons of talking on offense and defense. Hey, I got my man. I got your man. Go, drop the back. Very good, very good.
We've made a lot of great friends just through this community. We've got some lifelong friends now. We've got kids that are always wanting to be on the same team year after year, and I-9 accommodates that. They allow us to be able to have the buddy system with the teams so that we can choose what teams we want to be on the next year if we've played with other kids before, and it allows us to really create good relationships. I love I-9. I'm going to be back next season. See ya.
1, 2, 3, hard work! Go, go! Give a big group hug. Come here. Come here, guys. Come on. I'm not going to cry, but y'all going to make me cry. Come here. Come here. Loud as we can. I-9 football on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I-9 football!
Cool. What do you guys think? You like it? You guys excited?
I am.
You are? You guys are there? Cool. Awesome.
You can't see it.
Good stuff. All right. So my name is Aaron Finger. I'm the lead owner program director for the franchise out here. Everything's going out. This is our 5th Peter Piper meeting, so all the equipment is malfunctioning now. Tripod's broken, the microphone's broken. So yeah, I've been in this business for about 3.5, 4 years now. I used to be in the movie business as a film producer, working on movies like Sin City, Tron, Thor. I was in India before I moved back here. Born and raised in Phoenix, but I was living in India for about 3 years. Working on the Penguins of Madagascar and the Rise of the Guardians, and just decided to get out of the corporate world. And these are my 2 boys here, as you can see. One's 3 and 6 now, so they're both in the program now playing. And it's just looking for something to change, you know, be in a business where my kids can be a part of it as participants, and then, you know, help out, you know, run the business down the line. So it's been a lot of fun. The past almost 4 years has been pretty interesting. We started off with one location out in North Phoenix, the winter of 2014, with about 150 kids, and now we surround the valley with about 12 locations, and last season we had about 1,700 kids. I think we had about 1,800 this season, so it's been growing really well, and possibly looking at just one more location out in the Levine area. But right now, as far as I-9 Sports, there's just myself and another owner out in the Mesa, Chandler, Clean Creek, Grover area. So we've kind of well-rounded it out, and they've been around for about, I think, 9 or 10 years, and I'm going on 4 years now. So programs are growing, the brand's growing, which is good. One of the main questions we get from a lot of the coaches is, I signed up to be an assistant coach, but I'm listed as the only coach on the roster, and that happens quite often because our system doesn't allow us to really put our staff instructors, and it doesn't really explain how we have our programs. But out here in the greater Phoenix franchise, for every sport that we have a staff instructor that's responsible for basically running the program, so putting on the practices and then going on to repping the games. Just this past fall season, we opened up kind of the head coach option, and that's there for coaches that have coached before, have experience coaching, and don't mind actually coming up with their own practice plans, material, and want to do that. So over, again, the past 4 years, we've had a lot of requests for, can I just coach my team this season? And finally said, yeah, sure, absolutely, if you want to do that, go ahead. But if you sign up to an assistant coach, and you're the only one on the roster, have no fear, because we have our staff instructors that'll be there to help you with your practice. They can run the practice for you. You can just essentially assist them, and that's how we have it. But we like to have 2 volunteers at least per team. That way, if you're going to be out 1 week, we have someone there as a backup, and can take care of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please check your receipt for
so this meeting here represents our
ready at the front.
This meeting represents our Sequoya Elementary location, as well as our St. Bernadette Catholic Church Sunday basketball program. So this season for Sequoia, a little bit smaller than previous seasons. We have 6 teams of soccer, 4 teams of flag football, we have 2 teams of basketball, and 1 for cheer. We didn't have enough to do a baseball program on Saturday, but we do have it on Sunday. The schedule for Saturday is going to range from about 9 o'clock to 11:30, 11:45. There's one blackout date this season. We were informed by the school that they're having some event on February 4th. So that day is a blackout. We won't have to practice our game, and the schedule will then be pushed out until March 11th now. And picture day is going to be on week 3, which is going to be February 11th. So we'll talk a little bit more about picture day and how to best prepare for that. For the Sunday program, we have 6 teams of soccer and 4 teams of t-ball. So that schedule again will range from about 9 o'clock to 11:30. We do have 4 teams for t-ball, so instead of doing 2 fields, we're going to keep it at 1 field and just stagger the time. So some weeks will be from 9 to 10, others will be from 10:15 to 11:15. That schedule is a 7-week straight schedule. There's no blackout dates. I think it finishes on March 5th, and picture day for this is on week 2. And then for St. Bernadette Catholic Church location, we have 2 teams of soccer indoors, and then we have 8 teams of basketball this season. So did pretty well with the basketball. I'm glad that program is growing. The schedule is wrong here. It's actually going to go from 11:30, 11:45. We're going to start the soccer program, and basketball will finish around 5 o'clock with the last team. Again, 7-week straight program, and picture week is going to be on week 2. So a little bit about what I-9 Sports is about, how we're different from other leagues out there. 3 primary core principles is fun, safety, and convenience. We have the buddy requests. We honor buddy requests, coach requests every season. We have the week is really about having fun. We do stamps for our 3 and 4-year-olds. Safety. You all signed a parental pledge when you guys registered your kids. Essentially, it says refrain from negative sideline behavior. You won't be that parent on the sideline screaming at the kids. And then strict concussion safety, you know, so running down, sit them out policy for flag football or any other sports. We have mouth guards and require for basketball as well as flag football to protect the teeth. And then convenience, it's once a week practicing game on Saturday or Sunday. There's no midweek practices, so we make it convenient for you guys. Also, you know, the multiple sports at the same location is good, so that you can have your siblings doing different sports pretty much the same time, right around the same time. Throughout the season, guys, you're going to get 2 emails a week from us. The one here on your left is our bi-weekly practice plan. So again, for every sport, we're going to be sending out this practice plan. It'll have all the sports listed out there. There'll be a bi-weekly practice plan that you can, you know, download a copy of it, get familiar with the drills. If you're a head coach, you want other ideas, there's good material in there. If you're an assistant coach, you know, you'll get an idea of some of the drills that we'll be doing each week. It'll also have our sportsmanship value lessons that we'll be going over with the kids. In the past, we used to have the assistant coaches kind of lead those value lessons, but moving forward, we've kind of had our instructors take that role on, just because we found a lot of the coaches were doing them after the game, going over a value lesson, which didn't really make sense. Some were forgetting to do it all together. So our instructors will spend the first few minutes of the practice going over the value lesson. You guys as coaches can chime in, you know, give us your own ideas, engage the kids, ask them questions as well. But that's something we've kind of taken upon. It's also got the rule books for all the sports if you want to get familiar with how we run the program and the games. It's all on there as well. To the right will be our weekly newsletter. So this is going to go out every Wednesday to all the parents in the program. As you can see, the picture there, we have a site manager at all of our locations that go around essentially taking pictures on the field. You guys are out there coaching with your kids, so you're not out there, you know, doing selfies of yourself with the kids while you're coaching. So we make that just as a courtesy of the program to go out there and get some good pictures. We make it a priority to at least hit every field, you know, for a few minutes during the practicing game, so we get some good coverage of the kids. We'll post those pictures to our SmugMug account online so you guys can download them, share them with friends and whatnot. We'll always tell the parents what the sportsmanship value lesson of the week will be, so that way they know what to expect and what, you know, if the kid gets the medal that week. The kid probably doesn't remember what they got the medal for, they just got a good medal, but you'll know that it was about, you know, paying attention, and you can reinforce that topic throughout the week as well. So these lessons that we teach at the field can be applied obviously to the home, at school, everything. So it's all good there. And then also just any other important information we have about the season, picture week information, any lost and found items that were collected, we'll always post those pictures on the website as well, or on the newsletter. So a quick rundown of the season. You know, over the past few years, we've kind of ironed out the system and make it pretty streamlined. There's really no need to check in at our canopy when you arrive at the field. The first thing you guys are going to come across is your team sign, you know, on the field. So just go ahead and look to your field sign, and then in front of your field sign will be your team sign, just right underneath that on the grass there, kind of laid out there. And then behind your team sign is going to be your coach's bag. So always double check the number that's on the coach's bag to make sure it's actually the right bag. Sometimes we get these mixed up, but just double check before you start digging in there that your FO2 matches your FO2 bag, and then we'll be good to go. We ask you guys to arrive 30 minutes prior to on opening day, and that's just to allow yourself some time to check in, get acquainted, get familiar with the people on your roster. The next thing you want to do in your bag is pull out your official I9 Sports Coach name tag, as well as your coach's shirt. So obviously the winter season, it gets a little bit chilly out in the field, so you'll want to layer up over a long sleeve shirt or sweatshirt or whatnot, have you. But as long as these are visible to the parents on the field, our staff knows that you're coaching, the parents will know you're coaching. You're really the only ones on the field other than the instructors that have, you know, a red shirt, so you're easily identifiable. So if you guys can just pull out the shirt, put your name tag on. The only other thing you're going to want to check out, actually a couple of things, is the roster. So inside the bag there'll be a pen in your roster. Just get familiar with the kids. So a lot of times we're going to get late registrations all the way up until opening day. I mean, we started on Saturday. We're still getting registrations coming in. So we'll the rosters and schedules have been published. Has everyone got their roster already? Everybody raise your hand? Yeah. Maybe nods. No. Really? Oh. Well, you'll have them after this meeting. So they should be available to you online for sure if you guys go over to the coaches tab. You should have been emailed the roster, so apologies if you didn't get them. But they're online, they're ever so changing. So the coaches pack again will always have the latest on there, but just double check that it makes sense to you guys while you get there. You'll also have a name tag for all the kids on the team, and underneath the name tag on the name you'll see some stars, and those represent pretty much how many times the kid has played in our program. So obviously 1 star would be the first time in the program versus some of the kids might have 5, 6, 7, 8 stars on their belts here. So it just gives you an idea of who's gone through this process before, who's brand new to the system, and that'll help you. If you guys do arrive early and you have extra time to kill, one thing we recommend doing is go ahead and just lay on your jerseys and then go ahead and put the name tags right on the shirts, so that when Mr. Lorenzo checks in, he's ready to go, and just give him the jersey with the name tag. On the rosters, it's going to say what fields you are. I mean, these are smaller programs, so it's pretty obvious, but for soccer and whatnot, it'll say either field 1 or field 2. It'll also say either navy or white. The jerseys will already be flipped to the appropriate color, so you guys don't have to worry about changing the jerseys to the other color. On the schedule each week, it'll say if you're changing. Some of the times what we like to do is if there's only 2 teams in your division, like for football or basketball, you can work it out with the other coaches, say, hey, we'll be navy all season, you guys can be white, and that way you don't have to remember what color each week. It's just easier just to say, we'll be the blue guys, you'll be the white guys for the whole season. It's easier that way. For T-ball, there'll be a hat in all the bags as well. We recommend putting a name tag on the brim because these things get lost all the time. When they're putting on their batting helmets, there's 7 or 8 or 9 in this case. Players' hats just laying all around everywhere. There's also a space on the tag inside to put your name with a Sharpie or initials on there, so we recommend doing that. And then for flag football, we used to put the flag belts inside the bag. This season and going forward, we really don't need to have them in the bag. We're just going to have those available on the field before the game, so you'll be able to dig into a bag or bucket or whatnot and pull out the flag belts before the game. We'll have plenty of extras as well. So that's everything that's going to be in your coach's bag, other than for the Sunday program. Actually, if we can, both programs, just because Picture Week is on week 2 and 3, we will have picture packets to hand out as well. So again, good thing to do when you're checking kids in, introducing yourself to parents and whatnot. Go ahead and hand them a picture packet. If you have siblings on your team, everyone's going to need a picture packet, even if it's a brother-sister combo. They're each going to need a individual packet. And then you'll also have a coach packet, a coach forum as well for you guys. We'll talk about pictures here in just a second.
Last question. I got the roster emailed to me.
Do you mind if we do the questions at the end? Is that okay? You want to stick around? Cool. Awesome. All right. So you guys have your coach's shirt on, the name tags on. You've maybe checked a couple kids in. You put the name tags on their jerseys. We recommend once you have about 75% of the kids on your team, just have them line up behind you. When you have about 75% of the kids, make your way out to the field, sit them down in a semicircle, and then you can start distributing out the jerseys there. If you guys do it, in front of the signs. If you guys do it in front of the signs, a lot of times you're bent down and the parents can't see you. You're blocking the team signs, so people are confused on where to go. So that's what I recommend. Passing out the jerseys on the field, it just makes it a lot easier. You've got plenty of time before the practice starts. We ask the parents to arrive 15 minutes early for that check-in process, so should have more than enough time to get the jerseys. Next thing to do after the kids are getting their jerseys is have them start thinking about team names. Very important. On week 1, they come up with cool team names because the rest of the season they definitely don't want to be called the TO2s. Pretty boring. So have them come up with like the Lightning Vampires or the Dragon Ninjas or the Mario Kart Speeders. All kinds of fun names out there. We recommend coming up with 2 names because it's inevitable that both teams are going to pick the Cardinals for football, of course. So come up with 2 names that we have an alternative. First one that turns it in at the end of the day to the canopy, that's the name that they get. So come up with your cool team names. While you guys are doing that, we're going to have our staff instructors kind of hold the parents back at the team signs and just give a mini introduction of themselves, their coaching experience, and also just a little overview of the program. We got picture week, reminders, surveys, and things like that. Some of the things that we're going to be talking about this meeting, just a 5-minute version of it versus the hour format that you guys get to get. So at the end of week 1, guys, there's really no need for you to have your coaches' bags anymore. Once you distribute all the jerseys out, just hand those back in at the canopy, and then we'll take them on for there. And then once you guys come back, tell us your team name so we can write those down and then update the rosters online. So starting week 2, we asked you guys to come about 15 minutes early, and that is to check in at our canopy. You can see this gentleman here checking in with Mr. Kevin. Kevin's our site manager there for Sequoya. He's been with us for a while now. Yeah, come in 15 minutes early. Starting week 2, we start our sportsmanship value lessons. It's too much to do on week 1, so we save those for week 2. Inside those practice plans, you'll get the lesson email, so you'll know kind of what the sportsmanship topic is. When you guys arrive 15 minutes early and check in at the table, you guys will pick up your sportsmanship award medals to hand out to the kids at the end of the game. Also, it's a good time to just check in with the instructor to see kind of what sync up on the lesson plan for the day, make sure you guys are all in sync about what we're doing out there. As far as kind of the flow of the game, we usually start, our instructor, like I said, will lead the sportsmanship topic, so we'll gather all the kids, have them all sit down. If it's 2 teams, we'll have both teams come in, and then spend the first couple minutes going over that sportsmanship topic. Again, you're welcome to engage in that conversation as well, ask examples. It's a collaboration between instructor and coach on that one, going over those lessons. And then we'll get into the practice. We'll do about the 25 minutes or so of practice, 30 minutes depending on the time, and then we'll start the game. At the end of the game, we like to have both teams kind of line up behind their coach, facing each other, and we do the good old-fashioned good game handshake at the end. And then after you guys do the handshake, you'll gather up your team. You'll kind of give a post-game wrap-up, how they did today, what they want to work on for next week or whatnot. Then you go ahead and award the sportsmanship medal, and then afterwards you can send your medal winner back to our canopy, and we'll take a picture with our sportsmanship award sign. These are always fun pictures that we take, and we'll post online as well to share with the friends and family. We always like to end before you guys break for the day and get the snacks going. Always hands in, and then go Cardinals or whatever the team name is. It's always just a fun way to wrap it up. Speaking of snacks, so as far as snacks, what we recommend for you guys, set the example on week 1 if you guys can. Bring snacks on the first day. So on your schedule, when you log onto your account, you'll be able to see all the weeks, and it'll say sign up. Sign up for the first week. You'll see an example of what it does. It sends you an email reminder. It says, there's 9 kids on the team or whatever it is. It's the same thing that all the parents will get as well. But when you guys bring snacks this week, after you guys enter the day, let the parents know, hey guys, I brought snacks this week, but really appreciate it. Just log online, your schedule, it's very easy. Click on the week you want to sign up, and please sign up for snacks. If no one does it, just feel free to start signing people up. They'll get email reminders, and it'll annoy them, and they'll finally bring snacks. And yeah, send them back. We'll take a picture. So as far as picture week, we've been using a company called Portrait Effects for the past few years now. They're a great company. It's privately owned and run. Good guy running it. They shoot all the kids on a green screen, as you can see here. There is no team photo where you have to line all the teams up together, and you've got that guy looking off screen with the one picking the nose. They shoot everybody, so it's a nice smile. They make sure the jerseys are all clipped to the right color, so there's no oddball in the picture. It makes a great shot here. You guys will always get a free coach kid picture with for volunteering with us. That's one of the things that we like to give you guys as a thank you, among some other things. But as you can see here, this is my guy here. it's a nice digital composite. They superimpose the background, you know, whether it's soccer or basketball, flag football. Really makes a nice team photo. They have all kinds of novelty items as well, you know, mugs or placemats or calendars or things like that. There will be an online gallery that you can sign up on or order from, which I recommend. It's a really easy process. You get to just pick your stuff out, then just print the receipt out, and then bring it to the canopy versus or the picture tent versus filling out all the paperwork on picture day, which slows everything down. But you guys will get this pretty cool free luggage set if you guys order from online. It's just a gift that they give for making the process easier for them as well. Again, so picture week 2 or week 3 for the Saturday program. Please just remember to hand out those packets so everybody gets it. We'll send out reminders. There'll also be the adjustment in the schedule. You know, all of our programs usually start at 9 o'clock, so we can't shoot everybody at 9 o'clock, so it's inevitable that we have to start, you know, 8:15 or something like that. And then if we can, if everyone gets there, we'll always start the practice earlier. So if we ask you guys to come in at 8 o'clock for pictures and your practice is at 9, if everyone gets there at 8, our instructors will already be there. We'll start the practice at 8:30, so you're not waiting around an extra half an hour. So week 3 is just a regular practicing game. Week 4, same thing, but week 4 our surveys will come out to you guys. It's not from I9 Sports, it's a company called Listen 360 that does the surveys. Something the corporate office sends out on behalf of them just to kind of gauge how the individual franchises are doing. But we take this feedback very serious. It's something that we kind of pride ourselves on doing. Like if there's anything that we can improve upon, we do it right away. That's something that we keep improving our programs because of the feedback that we get. I'm hoping by now, you know, 3.5, 4 years doing this, and the feedback, we've improved a lot, and you know, there's really only 9s and 10s we're hoping to get. But if you guys do hear grumblings or have grumblings, let us know when you find those things. You know, week 1, week 2, something's bothering you, let our site manager know, let our instructors know. That way we can fix it, you know, before these surveys come out and have a chance to correct the problem right away. Don't wait till week 4 and just give us the negative feedback. There's really not much we can do at that point. I mean, we'll still fix the feedback, obviously, but it would help us if we get the feedback early on and we can address it and earn your guys' trust, loyalty, have you guys return with our program, and get those green guys, those 9s and 10s out there. Week 5 is a standard practicing game. Week 6 is our coach appreciation week, so this is a week that it's about you guys coaching. We always send an email out to the parents, letting them know this is our coach appreciation week. Some of them choose to do gift cards or cookies or whatnot. At the very least, we say, shake the hand of your coach and say thank you. I mean, you guys are out there on the field teaching the kids sportsmanship lessons, you know, life skills, leadership, while other parents are out there, you know, just on their phones, checking Facebook. So we appreciate it. It means a lot to us. Every Saturday, that Saturday, you guys will get an email from us with a little gift. Basically, it's a $10 credit for every season you coach with us, up to $50 or 5 seasons. So have a lot of repeat coaches. It's awesome, you know, when the kids really connect with their coach, they want to come back. You guys keep coaching, signing up. We like to take care of you and just, you know, offer you guys bigger discounts to keep playing in our programs. And then the Thursday before the final Saturday, we'll be back here at the Peter Pepper Pizza for our end of season party. You guys would have got the notice or the handout that Robert had passed out. So just to clarify a few things on this, the end of season party, it's not a free pizza party for everybody. It is a fundraiser for us. We use those funds to go back into our grant scholarship program and help kids that can't afford the program, you know, with discounts or, you know, just getting them enrolled so they can get involved in sports and have a good upbringing as well, get connected. But one thing we ask of you guys as coaches is a couple things. One, let the parents know if you guys plan on attending the pizza party or not. That way they're not just showing up here and looking for their coach and you're not here. So let them know, but we also recommend that you guys communicate with them the week before, the 2 weeks before, that hey, we got this pizza party coming up. On week 5, I forgot to mention, I should update my slides, that you guys will be getting this coach's packet, which it talks about there, that'll have the discounts and whatnot. It'll have the flyers that you want to hand out week 5 that gives the parents enough time to plan accordingly that night, bring the family out and have a good time. We used to do the pizza party on the Saturday, but with the birthday party crowd on Saturday, it's just too much. So Thursday night we kind of identified as a school night, but you know, you have to eat dinner anyway, so why not spend it with your team? We always do a registration promotion for $20 off the next season. There's all kinds of raffles that Peter Piper does. We also do some like fun games, you know, hot pizza, dough stretching contest, there's ice cream eating contest if you RSVP or whatnot. So they like to make it a fun event, and so we encourage you guys to come. But what I was going to say is, talk to the parents, see who plans on going. If the whole team wants to come, great. If you guys want to be the spearhead and collect like $3 each and go in on that 3 extra large pizza deal for $44, otherwise it's going to cost like, how much is the extra large pizza normally? How much is it normally if they just will buy an extra large? Yeah. So I mean, for just a few dollars, you get 3 extra large pizzas. You know, so it's good to go in with the team, and that way everyone has it. The token deal as well. If you guys are going to spend the tokens as well, you know, just go in on it, have tokens, and you guys can sit back and enjoy, talk to other parents on the team, and make it a fun night. And then the final practice game is on week 7. So instead of checking in at the canopy and picking up your sportsmanship medals, we'll have a bag full of our participation medals for everybody on the team. So you guys will pick up the whole bag. At the end of the game, we recommend just sitting the kids down, semicircle, calling them up one by one, putting the medal on them, everybody clap it up for their teammate. The job well done. As you saw in the video, we have our infamous breakaway banner. This is always like the highlight of the season for the kids. So we'll call all the parents over, especially at Sequoya, just because there's not that many teams and whatnot. We'll call all the parents, form a long tunnel for them, and then they'll blast through our breakaway banner to Eye of the Tiger with our smoke machine, and it's a lot of fun. So that's always a good way. That's always done right before the last game to get the energy up. All right, now I have our lead instructor, Will. He's going to talk about the coach expectations.
Thank you very much, sir.
Check. How's everybody doing?
Good.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Thank you very much. I'm tired already. I need a little bit of energy. Appreciate y'all coming out. Definitely showing the love and energy for the program. It's really fun to get out and get the kids a positive experience in sports and just in general with life, and a lot of the stuff we teach translates over. So thank you all for your time and effort and your kids. Appreciate that, man. For our coaches' expectations, one of the big deals that we have is just the uniform itself. As Aaron talked about, we get a red shirt. We want to make sure everybody remembers to wear it. It can be really confusing if the parents don't know who the coach is, and more importantly, the kids don't know either. So it really helps out to be able to pinpoint you as that person that we're supposed to be kind of helping out and helping around for each team. So make sure you got your uniform on. If it's laundry day, we understand some things happen there, but do your best to spend that week, man. Watch it if you need to, and just make sure you have your uniform on. Also, going along with the idea of uniformity, we want to make sure we're continuing to model good sportsmanship all the time, starting with us and with the coaches. If we present it that way, the kids will mimic it. And it makes it really cool to see the kids start to mimic behaviors like that. Just being over-energetic about other people succeeding or themselves being successful in different ways other than just winning or losing or scoring all the time. There's tons of other things that we can cue and keep in mind while we're out there teaching. Just make sure we will make sure we're keeping up with that idea of what our culture is about, man. It's just about the sportsmanship and the kids enjoying themselves for the most part, and overall reps. We got to get the kids out there. We got to have them play. We got to make sure they get time on the court or the field or wherever it is to take as many opportunities as they can to be successful, and also to get better at the game. Also, playing time. Speaking of that, playing time. We make sure coaches, we want to equal it out as much as possible. Understanding when some of the little ones, especially, will kind of peel out on you if they're not feeling it or if they don't feel well or something like that, and that makes sense. And then sometimes the kid may play a little more. But if you can, try to even it out as much as possible. Find a rotation in the beginning of the season and just stick with it so that the kids know and the parents understand what to expect. And you can get everybody get as many opportunities as possible to be out on the field or the court and do their thing and try to be successful and get good opportunities and experiences. Go along with that too if you can. I'm a teacher, so I won't blame you. But if you can, try to learn names. is hard. I know I feel like I see 2,000 kids every season. But if you can, try to remember their names. If the names are too hard or difficult, give them a cool nickname like Purple Shoes or Backwards Hat or something like that. Just make sure they know that you have some kind of relationship with them and they understand that you are actually in tune with them. You know them more than just a number on a jersey or a slot on the roster. It makes them feel really good, really excited about coming out and playing with us. And it also makes people want to come back. Parents like it too. College, like Aaron said, if you're not going to be able to make it, it's not like a penalty thing, but it just really hurts the program if people randomly don't show up. That goes for the instructors, the coaches, everybody, the players too. We just can't prepare for people that don't communicate with us. So if you can, warn us. It doesn't have to be a month ahead, but if you can, that'd be great. You got time and you know you're not going to be there, just let us know as early as possible so we can cover it and we're prepared. We can always have somebody step in or help out or just do something a little different, but if we don't know, we can't do anything about it. So please, if you're not going to be there, make sure you reach out to us and let us know. Snacks too, make sure you have your parents, coaches, reach out to them, have them sign up for snacks as early as possible too, so you can just get that out of the way and then we all know who's bringing what. It's really weird when one team ends up getting snacks at the end of the game, the other team is just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. A couple of times some teams will share with each other, which is really cool, but it doesn't have to happen that way. We always can be prepared. And again, let somebody know if there's a problem or you can't do it or something like that. So again, we can cover for it and make sure the kids' experience is still a good one. And last but not least, we want to try to keep our fields as clean as we possibly can. Not saying you got to go out and sweep and mop a court or field or anything like that, but if you walk past a piece of trash or a cup or something like that, just pick it up, not just for yourself, for us, but the kids, again, as a role model, they see it and then they immediately think it's okay to do it. So they'll even help you. See you pick it up, they'll run over and ask if they can do it too. And it really helps to encourage that good behavior. And a lot of these sites, well, all these sites actually, we don't own them. So we're usually visiting somebody's elementary school. So we want to make sure we leave it as just as nice as it was when we got there or better, if that's possible. Parent communication, I like to say over communication, because we really want to make sure that they understand we're here to assist them and to answer questions and to kind of be a resource for all of our parents. So again, make sure you communicate with the parents today's Thursday, if possible. You guys don't have a roster, but if you had a roster, you would have wanted to reach out at least probably like the Wednesday before your Saturday game, and not a long personal email or anything like that. Just say, hey, I'm Coach Will. Nice to have your kids, you join us this season. Appreciate your effort and that's it. Just reach out, let them know you're human. It's not just a robot or anything like that. And you can be talked to as well. And it really goes a long way. They feel better about it, and you'll feel better about it too. You also open up a lot of communication between you and a parent in case you want to reach out and congratulate them. The kid's doing a really good job. Or if you need some assistance, like, hey, Bobby hasn't been on the court in like 4 or 2 weeks. Every time I talk to him, he yells at me. Can you help me out? I saw you watching the whole you on Facebook the last week. You missed all of it. So help me out a little bit if you're comfortable doing it. If not, make sure you let us know so we can help out as much as we can. But again, over communicate. Whatever the case is, let us know so we can address it before it becomes a problem. Another communication point we want to talk about is the picture day. So reach out when it gets close to picture day. I know you're about the packets, but just remind them because they'll forget. Remind them more so to get there early because everybody shows up late. Everybody shows up late. We say get there at 8:30 and the practice starts at 9. Everybody gets there at 9 and you can't even start the practice until 9:30 when the game is starting. It just sets everything back. So remind them to be early if they can be. Please be early. That way everything can kind of still flow smoothly. And as well as reaching out for that pizza party, like Aaron said, just let them know if you're not going to be there, especially so that the team doesn't show up and just start looking around for you. If you don't come, we can maybe help them around the other coaches and they can get with somebody that they're still familiar with, even if it's not you. But if you just don't say anything, then we just end up having a group of kids just kind of wander. It looks weird for them, they don't feel it, or they get kind of weird about it. So just, again, over communicate. Let us know if there's an issue or if you can do something to help out. Couple of quick hidden rules and just kind of set up for our game. Our soccer is set up for our Pee-wees. We only go for 4 6-minute quarters for the Pee-wees and Super Pee-wees to get the littles. There is no goalkeeper. We do that because most of the time the kids are still learning a lot of the other skills, and goalkeeper usually ends up in one kid standing in the net the entire time. Like in the net, like literally hanging in it, arm in it and everything else. So encourage them to get out and actually play the game. For the little kids, you don't need a goalie. If anything, I've in the past set up like a goalie box with cones where they can't run in it, so that they know where like kind of the stop zone is, where we can reset the ball and put flies in there. But in general, just kind of trying to get them involved as much as possible, because they end up sitting around if you long. Juniors and seniors, they go for 4 8-minute quarters. Same setup, except they get to use the goalie. They're a little bit older and more aware, so we can teach them those skills too. And also just a couple other things that you can add in. As a coach, it's your discretion. Look at your group, decide what they're able to learn. See if you can add something in. I mean, you'll have things that we're focusing on, but that doesn't mean you can't teach something that you know in your experience and that you know that will help. A lot of these kids are going to be beginners, so you're probably one of the first coaches they've ever had. So it'd be cool to give them an experience where they actually can learn some of the real game from you, especially in this setting, where we get to kind of take that time and we can do that. For our seniors, it's the same. Couple of just real quick points. We want one. I say this, we want one coach on the field. That's an asterisk by that. We'd rather have 0 on the field. We want to try to encourage independence. Try to get them out there playing the game like it's the game that they're going to be playing if they choose to go forward with it as much as possible. Understandable, especially for the little kids, if you may need an extra nudge or something like that. But if you can, encourage them to play along and then come back to you and tell you how great they did and everything like that. But we want to make sure that we have at the most one coach on the field, and that just eliminates clutter and a bunch of people running around. All sides is only in our senior divisions, and this actually goes for all sports, not just soccer. But we want to eliminate any kind of tackling, grabbing, pushing, pulling, anything like that. Anything overly aggressive or violent. I mean, we want you to be able to be aggressive because it's sports. If there is some level of competition still, even though we're a non-competitive league in sense of standings and scores and things like that, we still want you to be able to go out and actually play hard, but nobody has to get hurt. So we want to make sure we're keying in on the way we're playing too. If you see anything, just talk to your players, let them remind them, and the instructors will be on top of it as well. We don't really have any flags or red cards. I've never seen any thrown, but just talk to them. Speak to the players, let them know what we're looking for and how we want them to play. And no penalty kicks for anybody. T-ball and coach pitch, baseball are really similar in most of the cases. Only difference is going to be in like the time limit and the pitching, obviously, for the coach pitch. For our littles, we'll go 30 minutes practice, 30-minute game. For both levels, everybody's going to be able to bat, everybody's going to be able to field. So there are no outs. We literally bat through the whole rotation. Everybody gets a chance to get at bat. After the rotation goes through, the last person in every rotation will hit a grand slam. And everybody comes home, we clear the bases, then the team switch up. Same thing for the older kids, they'll do the same thing, just the only difference is you'll be pitching the ball. We want to, again, there's an underhand if needed up there, but again, I want to stress that we try to actually show them how the game's going to be played. If it's a coach pitch game, try to give them some overhand pitches. You don't have to whip it at the kid, but kind of actually show them what it's going to look like for the ball to be actually thrown at them or to them. I usually, when I'm pitching, try to actually hit their bat. Like we'll put it in a place where I'm seeing them swing. I watch them swing a couple times and kind of like try to hit the bat. Whatever you can do to help them. With the older kids though, if you're gonna pitch, we limit it to 3 to 5 pitches at the most. Please don't have a kid sitting out there for 23 pitches while everybody else sits on the bench waiting to go. Even if it's your kid, try to make sure that everybody gets the same amount of turns and we kind of keep the game moving. Because 45 minutes, so even if it's 45 minutes, it'll go really quickly during those games. So 3 to 5 pitches at the most, keep the game moving, let all of the kids get up to bat. Again, there are no outs, no scores, they're going to be kept or anything like that. We want to really focus in on the skills we're teaching every single week. Find a way to cue in how we're throwing, how we're fielding, a cutoff man, or which base to run to. A lot of the times that's a big deal, especially for younger kids. They don't even know where the first base is, let alone what an out is. So teach those things kind of first. And if you get a good group, we have it set up so that if you got a good, decent group, yeah, start throwing in at least the instruction of how to get a kid out and what it means and how it has affected the game. We'll still run the rotations as far as the batting the same, so everyone gets a chance still, but we can start to teach more of it if we have a group that's ready to. It's up to your discussion. We'll be able to see once we get the kids on the field. Basketball, we only do jump balls for our older kids, so no jump balls for the littles. Instead, we do rock, paper, scissors to start every game. And also, if there are any like tie-ups or something like that, we don't jump the ball anymore for any division. We do rock, paper, scissors. It speeds it up a lot faster because you can do it right away as soon as you blow the whistle. And also, the kids love it. They really get into it. They like to be the guy that has to play. rock, paper, scissors. So rock, paper, scissors is to get any kind of tie-ups or anything like that. Most important thing for me in basketball is going to be the moving violations. If you're a basketball coach, I am outside of here as well, but I hate seeing kids run with the ball. I can't stand it. I have to see you dribble. Or at least try. Lose the ball before you start running with it. Or, crazy thought, pass. Tell them to pass the ball if they don't have a dribble. So start teaching them about the actual game, because I watched games with instructors in it that had kids literally go from one baseline all the way to the other one and score. Everyone's happy that the kids scored, but at the same time, that point would have never counted, because you're not allowed to run up the court with the ball without dribbling it at all. So encourage the kids to follow the rules of the game that they're going to need to be successful later on. Don't let them build those bad habits. I mean, with the little kids especially, there's really no way to stop it. It's going to happen because they're just learning to play the game. But they include us, the instructors, and the coaches, we can all get together and as a group just enforce or reinforce that idea. Like, hey, keep dribbling. Like, and refs, again, the instructors will cue it on the court as well as in the practice. And after 7 weeks, they honestly get really good at it. They actually can end up doing it. You just have to make sure they know you want them to do it. Otherwise, they'll continue to fall back into the old ways. So no moving violations if we can avoid them at all. And our juniors and seniors are the only ones that will shoot foul shots. We use that. We added it because it's a really cool way to get form shooting going, and also a way for a kid that maybe isn't as aggressive or doesn't get the ball as much or hasn't been seeing as much action. They get a chance to affect the game in a real way. The points count, and you get to actually shoot the ball without having to be overly contested or anything like that. And even more so, we get to cue rebounding. We get to tell kids to box out, cool stuff like that. And it works really well. They really enjoy it, man. So again, for the juniors too, if you got juniors that can't comfortably shoot from the actual free throw line, be comfortable with moving it up. Give them an actual, like maybe halfway to it, something that they can still actually do it or make an effort at it. Otherwise, free throw line is the free throw line. Try to use it. Flag football, we want our pockets all taped down, because we have in the past had at least one injury where kids reaching for a flag, get the spinner caught, and actually dislocated or break or things like that. So at the site manager's desk, we'll all have tape. I'll have tape down your pockets. Same thing with the mouth guards and things like that. The other equipment we require, if you don't see your pockets taped down, we're going to take you out of the game. So make sure your kids' pockets are taped down if you're a football coach, so they can just go in and play. For our blitzing, we allow you to blitz every player you want if you feel like. At the same time, that's another coaching thing. If a team's going to blitz every player they have, everybody on the team should be open. Teach your kids how to look up, and again, we want to encourage passing the ball. For this level, we do allow our quarterbacks to run if they're being pursued by somebody, but again, you want to encourage them to look for their teammates. Pass the ball, but they can defend themselves by getting out of the way if a defender does happen to cross the line of scrimmage. The instructors will set a marker out anywhere from 7 to 10 yards, depending on the age group, for the blitzers. So you cannot blitz unless you are at that marker or behind it. And that just helps to still give us the opportunity to use blitzing, but it can't dominate the game this way. Some of the kids still get sacked, and that's when they own the ball for a really long time. But at the same time, again, it doesn't dominate the game, and the kids still can actually use it and feel cool about it. Once the quarterback does actually hand the ball off, though, everyone's eligible to rush. So if he hands it off to a running back, or if they do like a double reverse or anything like that, as soon as the quarterback lets the ball go, everyone's allowed to come in and try to grab the flag. So keep that in mind. Last two for football, at least pass interference. These are two kind of like judgment calls. So we definitely try to cue it on them early in the season. Pass interference, flag guarding, also blocking and picking. If you don't know what they are, pass interference is anything overly aggressive when the guy's trying to play the ball and you're not, you're just kind of like throwing around or something like that, but that's a ref's call. So just tell your kids kind of how you want them to play defense. Make sure they're playing the ball, make sure they're on the guy. Again, not being overly aggressive. For our flag guarding, anything other than just running. If you do anything other than with your hand, you're holding it, all that results in a penalty. Even if you're, we don't really let you jump either. So you can't like try to hurdle the guy, because you might jump off someone. And again, we count that as flag guarding. So just trying to get them running in a straight line. If you can, if the flag gets full, start to play over. For blocking and picking, we mentioned that because it's really, really easy to do on accident. For a lot of kids, either if you're trying to hand the ball off, maybe the quarterback hands the ball off, they don't get out of the way, or they keep moving with the guy, and someone's trying to get the flag. If anytime the defender cannot reach the flag while you're moving, where they call it flag guarding, including scores. So if you get like a breakaway and your team, you guys got the ball, and I'm just running next to it, yelling with, I'm high-fiving while he's running with, and then the guy's behind me trying to get the flag, that's flag guarding. So they really want to celebrate with their teammates. Encourage your teams to do it after the score, so it doesn't affect the game. Same thing with coach positioning too. We want to make sure our coaches stay as far out of the play, no matter what the sport is, as far out of the play as possible. Again, we want to encourage kids to play by themselves, but if you find yourself on the field having to help out with defense or something like that, or just positioning or spacing, if you're on the field with the kids, make sure you're not affecting the game in a way where it changes it for them, because they'll complain, they'll get weird. But we want to be able to be an influence and not necessarily a hindrance during the games, if at all possible. The ball hits me all the time. I just move out of the way, or I just tell them I'm part of the field. I keep, and they keep playing. Oh yes, double possessions. Double possessions. Always go to the offense. Simple stuff. Two people come down with the ball. It doesn't happen a whole lot, so don't tell your kids about it because they may try to go create it. But if there's a double possession, we always give the ball to the offense. And last but not least, our play clocks for football. Anywhere from 45 seconds to a minute should be more than long enough to get your team set and ready to play. Anything longer than that, again, we start eating away into our shorter time already. 30 minutes, 45 minutes isn't a terribly long time to play. So have something in mind when you come to the field, when the kids come back to you for the huddle. Give them something quick to run, a couple quick routes, or maybe just the idea of how many plays you run. We're going to flip-flop it. We're going to run play this time, pass play this time, and who's going to get it. Just have an idea in your head of what you want to do so the play clock doesn't have to work against you. First couple weeks we'll be a little lenient because we know we're learning the kids. And if we're beginners, a lot of kids don't even know where to stand or how to stand or anything like that. So just talk to your instructor if you got a really newbie group that you need kind of more time with and you need to kind of teach. Because that's again what we're here for, just to get the kids as many good quality reps as humanly possible, and so that they can get better and enjoy the experience and want to come do it again. And maybe want to play at a higher level. We never know, we could be coaching the next Drew Brees or Michael Jordan, maybe, or something like that. So make sure they have fun. That's all it really is about for us, man. The driven of the game, the reps, teaching, and us as the parents and coaches enjoying our kids out there and enjoying themselves. So I think that is my time. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate the time and energy. Can't wait to see a lot of you out here. If you're saying Bernadette, I'll be there. So please say hi to me when you see me. Otherwise, I'll bother you. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, well. All right, so I think that's about it. One thing we did forget to mention is if you guys can contact your parents by next Wednesday, just to introduce yourself, let them know who you are. That would be appreciated. There's a template that we sent out in the first email. You can copy and paste that if you want and use it. That's totally fine. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for coming. And,